Welcome back everyone, it's Margaret aka Paint Pops. It's been a minute since my last video as I needed a break from work and took a brief vacation. But that actually segues nicely into today's topic, which is reviewing the Calm app. I mentioned this in a previous video, but I try to meditate regularly as a way to declutter my mind each morning. Now that vacation is over and I'm settling back into a routine, I'll be regularly using the app again. For those who don't know, Calm is a paid meditation app that provides both guided meditations and also soundscapes. So let's take a look at how the UX is. So the first thing I see when I open the app is the Daily Calm, and it's actually one of the things I use the most often. They go over a brief 10-minute meditation that changes each day, and it also covers a different topic. I imagine Calm has different personas for users who might be more beginner meditators versus, say, advanced meditators, but this could actually be good for both. If you're a regular user, this helps set you on a daily routine, and if you are a beginner, this actually lowers the barrier to entry, so you don't have to go digging into their library to look for a guided meditation each day, as a lot of that work has actually already been done for you. I think the mountain iconography up here is a little vague, but it looks interesting, so I'm going to tap on it. So it looks like I can set a scene, which is essentially like the app background, and also the volume of the ambient noise. They have night and day scenes depending on whether or not you have dark mode on your phone, but I wonder if it actually makes more sense to auto adjust based on your time of day. So kind of like what Apple already does with their screensavers. I'm not too sure how many people are regularly switching between light mode and dark mode on their phones. So, I mean, I think of it as kind of a set it and forget it sort of thing. I'm also not too sure what play sounds outside the app means and why I can adjust the duration of it. The scenes are a nice surprise and delight feature for users who care about customizing the look and feel of their app. For something like a meditation app, maybe it actually helps set the right mood for them. Alright, now going back again to the home screen, as I scroll down I see that there are different subcategories for content, and as a new user it might seem like these are all meditations, but I discovered through clicking on them that they aren't. Some are what they call sleep stories, and that's like a narrated story that helps you fall asleep, kind of like, if a parent reads books to kids to help them fall asleep. Another surprise and delight element that Calm introduces to the app is having celebrities narrate these sleep stories sometimes, kind of like with audiobooks. When I click into see all, however, it doesn't give me a whole lot of context. I think it could help if they include a brief description under each of these subcategories. Oftentimes, new users of an app browse through the home screen before they even start tapping into other sections, just to get a sense of what the app is all about. Diving into the sleep section, okay, so here I get a better sense of what the app focuses on, and it goes beyond meditation. Similar to the home screen, they've broken it down by subcategories here, but there's also an additional layer of navigation at the top that covers broader categories under sleep. The hierarchy of this menu up here tells me clearly that if I were to tap into any one of these, I will probably end up seeing similar screens with, sort of these subcategory cards below. One thing I wish they moved higher up are the filters here that says by narrator and all sleep stories. I understand that having the subcategories with pretty cards up top is great for someone who's new to the app and who's, just discovering this for the very first time. But if I'm a regular user and I'm past the whole discovery phase, it would be kind of annoying to have to scroll all the way down each time just to see these filters. All right, next, moving on to the meditate section. So this is what I use most often, and honestly, I mostly use the navigation up top to filter by category. And again, this main meditate screen seems more for people who are just discovering what the app has to offer versus like regular users. For that reason, I wish that this top level navigation wasn't a horizontal scroll because it contains so many choices. If someone wanted to regularly listen to meditations on personal growth, they would have to scroll all the way right to it each time, which causes a lot of friction in the UX. Maybe if it were only a few menu items, the horizontal scroll might be okay, but when the list is this long and this lengthy, I think I prefer to have it displayed vertically. When I click into one of these menu items, I see a bunch of cards that do not seem to be organized in their display in any meaningful sense at first glance. However, I do like that when I click into them, I can see that they've already curated a set of meditations for me. Chunking content is super helpful and allows users to have kind of like a curriculum-based experience. That being said, I do wish there was some way for me to just filter by narrator or duration. Kind of like with workouts, there are probably some instructors you gel with more and maybe you only have 15 minutes in your schedule to get a meditation in. Alright, so when I go into the music section, it looks like I can browse by artist here. So I'm not sure why they couldn't have done something similar for Meditate. I do love the option of having soundscapes though. Sometimes I find that they talk way too much during the guided meditations, especially if they're particularly short. You can also set a timer here to modify the duration. And although, they call it a sleep timer, you can actually use it for meditation to help you control how long it goes for. And I use this particular feature pretty often. I would love to see a feature where I can play the audio on different Bluetooth speakers that I have at home, kind of like what Spotify already allows you to do. My phone speaker is pretty crappy, so it'd be great to just be able to play it elsewhere that gives you a more ambient feeling. For example, if you have an app that focuses on video, it's pretty standard expectation these days to also include an option to cast it to a TV. And just because this is a mobile app, that doesn't mean that you have to limit the experience to the confines of a phone. On the plus side, with soundscapes, I find that having these really beautiful photographic thumbnails for the cards does help users quickly scan through, kind of the mood that they're looking for and what they can expect to hear based on what they see. I actually find the More section to be the most helpful because it has better search functionality. So here you can actually type in a keyword and they'll spit back results that are already segmented by meditations, music, or sleep stories. There are also additional content categories here, though once again, I think it would be helpful to have just like a one-sentence description under each one, because it's not super obvious what the spark means. Now, within the settings, you can actually change the language of the app, which would give you a whole different set of meditations spoken in your chosen language by different instructors altogether. And I just found that to be really cool. So Calm is available for both iPhone and Android users, so I really like that they paid extra attention to adding OS specific features. So here you can see that there's Apple Health and Siri shortcuts. In the profile screen, you can track your engagement with the app, which can be a good motivator to continue your streak since meditating is probably best practice daily, even though, I've been pretty horrible about that. But you're also going to see something like that in language learning apps such as Duolingo. They like to use the idea of streaks to get users back on the app. I know there's, questionable dark patterns out there that try to get users addicted and, come back on the app every day. But for something like meditation and language learning, I do feel like streaks is something that makes sense and are okay because you can't really improve without constant practice. But since the goal of a lot of apps is to increase the average user engagement, I'm honestly kind of surprised that all this profile info is not on the homepage. Maybe referrals are more important to the business goals than getting users back on the app every day. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you also use the Calm app and what you think of it from a UX standpoint. Until next time, bye!